So what would you say to somebody, for example, now listening to this and like, well, I've been researching this whole time and thinking about getting a pet monkey and I'm really considering it?
I would ask them to speak to a sanctuary who cares for that animal and say, what's this, what's a rhesus macaque really like? Because I promise you, the breeder is not telling you the full story.
Yeah.
And when you see a little baby, that's very different than a grown rhesus macaque, a 60-pound animal with big canine teeth. That's not the kind of thing that you typically would want in your home. And I think it's important to learn the truth about this and see, the sanctuary can tell you what that animal, what their daily needs are like, what their food, what their nutritional needs are like, vet care, all of that. And that's, I think, a great start. There's also, there's good information that you can find online, but there's also misleading information you can find online. So to take everything that you read with a grain of salt. And just realize that, just like any industry that sells something, I'm not confident that you're going to get full information from those that will profit by selling you a monkey.
Right. Yeah, because they're all about profit. It's the dollar sign at the end of the game. They don't really care where that monkey is going at that point. It's the few $1,000s they're going to be paying for that monkey. It really comes down to bottom line. That way they can bring in another one and just start continue breeding. Same goes for the dog breeders and stuff like that. It's not like your animal shelter where they're like, well, we need to do a house inspection and check see if you guys have a nice backyard, if you have enough room for the dog. It does not. It does not work that way.
Right. There's a lot of scams out there that related to exotic pets and monkeys in particular. If you Google pet monkey scam, see what you find, because there's a lot of news articles. People losing thousands of dollars to a breeder somewhere who's going to ship you a monkey. And I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stories out there.
It's so true.
They really are they proliferate out there. So take a look at pet monkey scams.
Pet monkey scams. Yeah, no, it's so true. And then you see some of these videos on YouTube and, people are going to certain places. I'm going to go to Las Vegas and pick up my monkey. And I'm going to go to this state now and go pick up, this monkey or whatever, and it seems to be very popular. I mean, these videos are extremely popular.
Well, here's the thing. Sometimes people will send me posts from either Craigslist or other posting boards throughout the country for a pet monkey. And sometimes it'll say monkey needs to be rescued, or they're giving away a pet monkey for free, or even if they're charging for a pet monkey, and it'll have images, of really cute baby monkeys. 99% of the time, if you do a Google image search of those images that they're using, the results will show that those same exact images are used all over the internet. So you're going to see the exact same post for a baby monkey needs a home. You're going to see it in Idaho. You're going to see it in Nebraska. You're going to see it in Mississippi. Every state it pops up in. Okay.
Really? Okay.
So yes, which is indicative of a scam. That's not telling you that this is one baby monkey who desperately needs a home, because they know people are going to see that. And, bleeding hearts are going to say, oh, I want to help the baby monkey.
Yeah, it's like clickbait.
But it's a scam. And 99% of the time, that's what I find when someone sends me those types of posts.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
NAPS is actually we're going to be putting out a new campaign to educate people about that too, because it is so common. And I honestly, it gets, it's challenging to keep reiterating the same information via email to these people. So we want to have a better way to share that information.
I agree. And what better way to do another podcast and talk about it too?
Yeah, I'm game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, and I'm glad that's why I had you come on again today, because it seems like this topic is really popular on YouTube or even popular on social media. I think it's just because it's just the monkey, the whole, it's that cuteness. It's that I want that monkey. I want to be able to have that opportunity to be able to take care of a monkey. So that's why I wanted you to bring you on and read some of these comments, because I'm getting comments on these like almost every other day or so, and
wow.
And I'm guessing it's a very passionate topic, I guess, to a lot of people. I mean, when I talk about tigers and wolves and all that, I don't get as many comments as I do with the whole monkeys. So it makes me think that there's a lot of monkey owners out there.
Well, sure. And I know, monkeys are fun to watch. I don't deny that. That's why I'm in this field. I loved monkeys, right? Sure. But I also didn't own them. I wanted to help them in the right way, a way that I thought was right.
Yeah.
But, I've seen some of the more popular YouTube accounts with pet monkeys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like one in particular, but oftentimes they originate from places where it's not even legal to own monkeys.
Yeah.
And so, officials then it's an easy way to be caught to share your pet monkey on social media and on YouTube and all that, because the officials get alerted and then they know who to look for and they know who to confiscate. And then all of a sudden that account might go dark and you wonder what happened. Well,
right.
The pet got confiscated. That beloved baby that they loved so much and made so much in YouTube revenue with, is now living somewhere else. And honestly, it's a blessing for that monkey, but it's a sad life. We don't want to see monkeys in limbo like that, right. Needing homes, it's such a sad life. And so I just ask that when people see monkeys on the screen, whether they're like in a diaper on someone's shoulder or whatever, compare that in your mind with what that monkey would naturally do in the wild, like sitting in a tree with its family, searching for fruit, whatever it might be. And just, it's so easy to see why that's not a good life.
Right.
It's not an appropriate life.
I agree.
And that's an important mental image, I think, to keep in your head.
Right. No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
So, what's next with you? I know you mentioned you're working on the last chimps from at the wildlife station to be rescued. I know I heard Martine passed away. For those who don't know, she was the director of the wildlife way station for decades.
Yeah, she was the founder of the wildlife way station.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so they shut down. She had retired in 2019 and they shut down pretty soon after. But we've been in a mad dash to rehome the chimpanzees. And we're just so grateful that California Department of Fish and Wildlife immediately had stepped in to oversee the chimps' immediate care, which was very expensive and complex.
Yeah.
And it was something that NAPSA and nobody else could really do.
Right.
So we're just so glad that they did. And they continue to do this over, it's, years now.
Yeah.
We're in the third year now, which kind of blows my mind. But there were 42 chimps when it shut in 2019. One elderly chimp passed away of natural causes. And so since then, we've rehomed 23 of the chimpanzees.
Wow.
We have 18 left. We're hoping to rehome 11 of them by summer and then 7 maybe soon after. So we hope to be done. Our goal and our plan is to be done this year in 2022.
That's awesome. Well, just to show you, it takes 3 years just to be able to rescue these few chimps.
Yes, and millions of dollars. We've raised 3.7 million so far, and we're not done yet.
Wow.
And it's people. We've had a lot of people say, "Well, can't you just put them in a zoo?" We can't. Zoos are full.
Yeah.
NAPSA doesn't even usually put animals in zoos, but in this case, it's such an emergency. Sure, if that would have helped, we would put more in zoos. We can't.
Right.
They have to go to a sanctuary. And we're just so grateful to that Fish and Wildlife, California Department of Fish and Wildlife have trusted our guidance on what is suitable for these chimpanzees. And they're not putting them in a facility that's exploitive and,
sure.
like a Tiger King type of situation for chimps. We can't have that happening.
No.
So, we're doing the right thing for these chimps because that's what they deserve.
Yeah.
And we hope to be done soon. And, as we see these groups of chimps, because we move them in their existing social groups.
Yeah.
So when we see them get settled in their new homes, it is just the best feeling. In November, we had 8 of them move to Florida to Center for Great Apes. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't know how they were so comfortable. They just traveled across the country in this big trailer, outfitted for chimpanzee transport, and so they got out and immediately started exploring their new home. They went into hammocks. There's a photo of a chimp. Her name is, I forget her name all of a sudden, but one of the females, Maud, I think it was Maud. And she's got a pepper in one hand, like carrots in the other hand, some kind of other veggie in the foot. And she's laying in a hammock and you can just see, she's like, this is it. I've arrived. That's what we want. That's what they deserve.
That's awesome.
So that's what true sanctuary retirement is.
Yeah.
And that's why good sanctuaries don't get overwhelmed and take more animals than they can help, because they have to ensure a good quality of life for those animals in their care.
Very true.
So yeah, so we're hoping to be done with that. And then I guess next on the docket too is a big conversation amongst chimpanzee sanctuaries in particular, because it's a long conversation, I guess, but the industries that use chimpanzees are all winding down. Like, they're not used in lab research anymore. They're not really used in entertainment anymore. They're hardly in the pet trade. There's maybe 2 to 3, I don't know, in the country living in human homes, but that won't last forever. These chimps are all aging. And so it's going to be a big community-wide discussion on how does this look as we move forward in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? Because chimpanzee sanctuaries are not going to be needed in 50 years. They're just not.
Interesting.
There's not going to be, there'll be chimpanzees in zoos, and that's an entirely separate like industry or organization.
Right.
But in terms of sanctuary care for animals coming from these industries, there won't be any more chimps. So that's going to be next. And that's another big project. But at least that's not an emergency response like the Wildlife Way Station Chimpanzees in Need campaign. And so anyone who wants to learn more about that rescue effort can go to, it's on NAPSA's website, and it's also at chimpsinneed.org.
Yeah.
And you can get all the updates there, and we keep that up to date.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and put all the links on there so you guys can check it out. And if you want to, donate to the next relocation of the last chimps as well, you can do that there as well.
Thank you. Yeah, we're so grateful to see all the support from, all over the world, really. And we've come so far, and we're so close to the end. So it feels really good to have come this far. And, we're determined to see this through and get all those chimps to safety, because that's what
good.
They need.
That's good. Yeah. And I'll leave you with a good comment. I think we have a good one here. And this is one of our Why Monkey Rodeos Are Bad. It's one of our YouTube videos. And Ravina Dixon puts, poor babies. No animals deserve to be hurt, trapped, or left without their natural instincts in the name of profit. Thank you both for the work you're doing to help educate humans in turning and protecting and saving animals.
Oh,
so
thank you.
We got a good one there. Yeah.
That's nice. I like to end on a positive note.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, thank you, Erica, so much for coming on to the show again. It's been very interesting, very eye-opening. I hope it is eye-opening for other people that are listening to this as well. And you think twice before you try to go and pet or even buy a monkey.
Don't touch a monkey.
Do not.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Erica. We'll talk soon. And I'll keep you posted.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.